God of War's next game is right on our face, and we've been overlooking small details to tell us exactly what's going on in the God of War past and future. You see, there's something we have all seen in the God of War Ragnarok game, and that is the mural in its completed form. There was always something that bothered me about the mural, and that its Atreus' name is not on it. The names on it are the champion or Loki. The question is, why hide his name? All the other characters throughout both games have 100% accurate descriptions and drawings. I find it odd that Atreus is the only one that doesn't have his name correct. And come to think about it, his drawing in the mural doesn't match his hair at all, because in the mural, he doesn't have hair. I believe this is because the bald headed character is literally Loki. The mural we see in Jotunheim is what I believe to be the story of Loki, and that Kratos is right about everything, and that Atreus is not their champion and is in fact an entirely different person on an entirely different timeline. I know it sounds crazy, but it would help explain a lot of things, and I will explain how they do it first so I can explain those things. So in God of War Ragnarok, we go and meet Angrboda as Atreus, and we see her one drawing of him. And in this drawing, he has hair. This is the first and only time that Atreus is drawn with hair that I've seen so far. Angrboda gives the boy the last of the giants encased in soul orbs. Each orb contains the soul of a giant. So far, we have only seen two giants brought to life by this, Jormungandr and Fenrir. We have yet to see a giant soul put into a human body. I'm willing to bet that if and once Atreus puts a soul into a human or a giant body, the giant inside the orb will teach him about his ancestry and how to do lots of more magic and giant stuff. Or giant stuff. One power that will probably be taught to Atreus is the power of time travel. We can see this is actually something that does happen within the God of War universe. It literally happened before our very eyes. Jormungandr was sent through time. And there's also a huge shrine written, so this is like known facts that it's possible to time travel before your own birth. I believe the giants will teach Atreus how to go back using some magic, so he can bring the giants in the past a recollection of their future, which is his past. This explains why the giants were willing to put their souls in orbs. It is probably because only being strong enough to go back in time can go back in time. This will explain the giants' perfect recollection of the future. Meanwhile, the Norns say there is no destiny, Puck. It would also explain their confidence in their predictions and the reasoning for them seeming enlightened. It's because the future that Atreus will bring them will be the future that shows them how to defeat Odin, this being the giant's greatest weapon against Odin. And so this is how we get two timelines. One timeline that was Loki's timeline and one that is Atreus' timeline. The Loki timeline seems much darker and is a much more harsh timeline. One where Atreus' hair was kept short and Kratos dies, and it doesn't look like there is a Mimir, and Loki joins Odin in his quest for the mask. I believe the difference lies somewhere in where Faye allowed Kratos to actually name their son Atreus, as both Kratos and Atreus both have never heard her call Atreus Loki. And so it allowed Kratos to care more for his son than within Loki's timeline. So what I believe will happen in the next game is that we will see Atreus revive a giant and go back in time to deliver the information to the giants of the past, and we will finally meet Loki, who is Atreus but grown up, and he will be the antagonist for the next game. And we will see Atreus calling the Serpent in God of War 2018 to get his help with getting back to his timeline or maybe even farther into the past. This is where Tyr comes in because he's a part of this too. I believe what Tyr is doing is getting ready for a war of some kind. Not that all the
A few moments
that
later.
all the animations he does at each realm is literally him preparing at each side of Ragnarok because he knows that there are other realms that he will have to defend himself at. The next game will not just have one pantheon but a few pantheons. The next God of War game will follow Atreus and Kratos as they go through separate journeys through pantheons and time. As with Kratos, we will follow Tyr and his trips outside of the known realms to find answers from the Green Realm members. Then with Atreus, we will travel to the past where we will learn that he isn't the champion and that Loki is the true champion, which will lead us to the future with Kratos, where we will meet Loki that has his father's orb around his neck. He will be working with Athena and Thoth and Tyr in a group of people trying to break down all the pantheons so that all gods can grow good. And they will ask Kratos for help in achieving that goal. This was all orchestrated by Loki and company to bring his father back from the dead. Kratos will have to fight his own son. Meanwhile, Atreus will have to try and find his way back to his father, leading to a race against time to once again change the fate of everyone they know. So what do you guys think? I hope this brought some things to light for you, and I'm so hype about the next game. I can't wait to get the answers we've been looking for. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.